What's up, Vloggy Pilots? Vloggy Poncho here. And there is a firestorm in the comments. Holy shit. I honestly didn't see that coming. I guess I have a few things I'd like to talk about, mostly in response to yesterday's comments, so I'll start with that. First and foremost, I would like to offer my sincere apology to you, Shinji, and to my female viewers in general for the douchebag, sexist douchebag that I've been the past few months. It's not... I've been mad about everything lately, and it's kind of embarrassing for me to admit that, but again, I'm trying to be real with myself, and that is the case. My stress and dissatisfaction with my job has made me kind of bitter in a lot of different ways in my life, and this is just one of the manifestations of it. I apologize. I didn't realize, Shinji, this one's for you. I didn't realize actually how much you guys' opinions mattered until I read the comments for the last video. I was like, oh my god, like, I care what you guys think now. I don't know when that became, I mean, I've always wanted to please my viewers, but a lot of you I feel like I know on a more personal level, and if you didn't like me, I would feel bad about that. Just damn. It kind of struck me the other day. I realized what it was because Shinji, I read your comment and I got mad. And then I realized that I was totally wrong. And I was like, oh my god, I'm glad that you reined me in. Thank you. Okay, so there's that. And you guys in the comments yesterday, you're both right. You both have valid points. So that the discussion was about whether some people are better than others. And there's two levels to this. The first level is that I don't think anybody in a modern society, I think very few people in modern first world societies today, well, maybe that's not the case. I'm just going to speak for myself. I think that everyone should be offered the same basic rights. And in that way, everyone should be equal. Like, I think that everyone should have the right to own property. Everyone should have the right to their own body. Everyone should have the right to get married. I mean, just this kind of things that you would think, like, yeah, of course they should be able to do that. It's all about them. They're not hurting anybody. Why would you want to stop them? So in that level, I think, yeah, of course everybody should be equal. Everybody, the government or society or whatever, should guarantee everybody the same basic things, like the rights, basically. Everyone should have the same rights. But when it comes to, like, saying if some people are better than others, I think it really all depends on what moral system you subscribe to. Because an amoral person would think that no one is better than anyone else. We're all just animals living in a world and going on for doing things for our own reasons, and there's no morality, so there's no reason to judge. And then a Christian would say, of course, that some people are good and some people are bad, because there's a very clear system in Christianity. You have vices and virtues. If you're prideful, that's a sin. If you're diligent and not chivalrous, charitable, those are virtues. That makes you a good person. And so, in general, I would say, of course, some people are better than others, in the sense that some people are good people and some people are bad people. But who you say is what all depends on what things you identify as vices or sins or whatever, and what things you identify as virtues. So, if you thought that, like in the Slytherin way, that like being clever was a virtue, you would think someone was doing the right thing if they were to trick somebody, if it was a very clever trick. Whereas someone else might think that's deceit. That's a bad thing. So it's all relative, that's what I'm trying to say. I think that most people today agree on a few things, like what makes you good and what makes you bad. I think that most people would agree that if you follow the golden rule, you're probably a good person, treating others as you would want to be treated. There's obviously exceptions, but in general, that would make you a good person. In fact, most of the things that would make you a good person in most moral systems are revolving around the way you treat other people. And if you treat them properly, you're considered a good person. That's what societal rules are for, is controlling and dictating what things people should and shouldn't be saying and doing to each other in social settings. So hopefully that's about the most general I can even make my belief in that category. And I don't want to be so arrogant as to say I don't know how you could counter that argument, but I think everyone would at least agree that like that's the way things are nowadays, even if that's not what you think they should be. So that's enough about that. Let's not talk about it anymore, because arguing on the internet only makes you mad and doesn't convince anybody of anything. That's something I've tried to remind myself many times in the past few years. Is don't engage. I mean, that's another thing. Is I realize that the people you hang with really color your perception. I mean, parents are right to worry that their kid is with the wrong crowd, because your peers dictate a lot of your moral system. If all your peers think that something is good or something is bad, you're likely to agree with them. If all your friends smoke, you won't see it as a big deal to start smoking yourself. If all your friends are women-hating misogynists, you're going to think that that's normal. I mean, none of my friends are, but if you hang out in the wrong subreddits or on the wrong forums or the wrong YouTube channels even, you can pick up the idea that some things are normal when really it's only normal for that subculture. And the people in general would find it unappealing, to say the least. So I've sort of realized that I've been hanging with the wrong crowd, metaphorically speaking, in terms of what subreddits I've been reading. And I've decided to quit all that and try and take a more positive outlook. On the heels of this comes my inevitable, I should have seen it was inevitable, realization that my job has gone back to shit again. Basically, I had about 2 days, Monday and Tuesday this week. My project went live on Sunday. Monday and Tuesday, I did some minor support things and just kind of helped out. And then it was amazing. The past couple days prior to today, I was happier. You saw how like positive I was being at the end of yesterday's video when I was making goals and things, and I have them, by the way. My red shirt and my black pants, they're hanging up over there, so I see them every time I sit at this desk. I figured that would be the place I would see them the most, because I'm always sitting at this desk. Even in the vlogs, I'm always at this desk. People commented on that. Move around more. I don't want to see this wall anymore. I need to put something here for you guys. That's another video. Where was I? Yeah, so last couple of days when work was back to normal, I was so happy. I felt like I had all this free time, and I was just relaxing. I was smiling for no reason. That's how you know something's up. You're smiling for no reason. Something bad's gonna happen soon. And then, of course, today, my manager was like, "Oh, your project's done? Here, let's transfer you to this other project that's in even worse shape than yours was, so you can work 12-hour days again." Woo! Woo! Oh, I'm so excited! Thank you! This is an opportunity I've been waiting for! Woo! Oh. Man, I had plans for today. I was going to make up goals today. I didn't have time. I was busy all day at work. I mean, obviously that's not a really big complaint, like, oh, you're busy at work. Ooh. But I was expecting it to have a little bit of free time since I had been killing it for like a month. That I'd have a couple days to catch my breath, and that's what I got. 2 days. Back to the grindstone for you. Put your head down there, get your nose in the grindstone. And I was also going to go get my hair cut today, and I didn't leave the office until like 8 o'clock, so they're closed. No haircut, so I have to figure out, and I have a meeting every day that goes until 5, so if I want to get a haircut, I have to do it between 5 and 6. I have to make an appointment so that I can get in there. It's just, I had plans for today, and my job got in the way, is what it's going to come down to. And I'm really concerned that that's going to be the case for all my other goals. Like, what is the point of making a goal that to work out or get cardio or lifting at least a total of 4 times a week, if I know that I'm going to be working every day of the week and I'm not going to feel up to it? I mean, would I want to go to the gym after today? No, I'm tired. I got home from work late. I had a busy day, a stressful day with meetings. There were problems, and I'm new to the project, so like when there are problems, I don't know the history of this issue, and so I have to like try and come in with a new face, and I'm like suggesting things they've already tried, and it's just So like how that's my big question now is how am I supposed to find the time and energy to achieve all these other personal goals when work steals so much of my waking time. It's just, it's a convenient excuse, is what it fucking is, and that's what it's been for months. And I can't let it continue to be that way. I'm going bowling tonight, so that'll be like 300 or 400 calories of exercise, depending on how long I stay. But I need to get back in the habit. I was never in the habit. I need to get in the habit of going to the gym. And I decided I'm just going to do cardio at first. So I did find some time to think of a couple of goals in my head. The most obvious ones being the two I mentioned yesterday. The being able to wear the red shirt in public, which you guys were like, where are you going to wear that? Like, to the gym. I wouldn't wear it anywhere else. It's a workout shirt. And then my dress pants that don't fit. I need to lose 2 inches off my waist, approximately, for those to fit again. So that's a numerical goal. I'm not going to measure the waist. I'm just going to keep those pants there and try them on every now and then and see if I'm getting closer. The other day, it's on video, so I can compare how close I'm getting to buttoning them. Probably every like half inch or so, I'll notice I've gotten closer. Eating fewer calories. I'm going to start logging in on Chronometer again. It's a website I use to keep track of all the calories I eat, all my exercise, and my weight. When people are saying don't weigh yourself every day, it's not statistically significant. Your weight fluctuates with how much you drink and what time of the day it is and stuff. I try and keep those things fairly consistent. I drink about the same amount every day. I always do it first thing in the morning, so it's about as consistent and meaningful as it could be every day. Plus, I like the fact that I have more data points. Because, sure, if I weigh myself once a week, the chart might look like that. But if I weigh myself every day, I have like these little fluctuations and I can actually see, like, oh, okay, there's more detail. So I'm going to keep doing it every day. Goal is to get down to a weight of 165 and then reassess. If my black pants do not fit me at 165, I'll make another lower goal. But I think they will, because I think that's how much I weighed when I bought them. So I'm at 180 today. 179, actually. I was 180 yesterday. And I'm giving myself 9 weeks. Basically, I'm going to try and achieve this by May 1st. So I have this last few days of February, and then all of March and April. So I figure when you're losing weight, a reasonable pace is 1 to 2 pounds a week. You don't ever really get more than that. You can keep off. And this is giving me something like 1.7 pounds a week or something like that as an average. So I'm about to cut a lot of calories out and get some good exercise too. I'm already at it. The past couple of days I haven't eaten that many extra calories. That's really what it is I have to avoid extra calories. I have to avoid getting the French fries with the burger. I have to avoid putting the cheese on things where you don't even taste it. I've never tasted cheese on a hamburger. Why is it on there? There's so many other things in there that have so much more flavor than the cheese. It gets hidden. Unless you're having a grilled cheese sandwich. A sandwich with cheese on it is just a sandwich with extra fat. Unless you got a hell of a lot of cheese on there. But, so trying to avoid those extra calories is one way to cut calories out of things. And then obviously just reducing my portions. I'm already doing alright on that. I need to buy bananas. I need to go out and get bananas. Because they're great for breakfast. They're enough to get my metabolism started, and they have potassium, which is good to counteract the ridiculous amount of sodium I get from all the salt and soy sauce I eat. Potassium and sodium are kind of like chemical opposites in your body, so potassium is good if you get a high sodium diet. Plus, they're only like 100 calories, and they have enough like fiber in them because they're fruit that I don't get hungry until it's lunchtime. So and most of the time I'm not hungry first thing in the morning, so I'll take it with me to work and eat it like after I've been there for like an hour, half an hour, and then it'll carry me on to lunch, and that carries me home. So there's no snacking involved, which is good. It's one good thing about having a full-time job is that you don't really snack during the day, and it makes it very regimented that I'm going to eat 3 meals every day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. If I was in college, I could eat 2 meals on some days and 4 meals on other days, depending on how much free time I have. Now it's very regimented. I eat lunch at the same time pretty much every day. I eat breakfast before work. I eat dinner right after work. The only bad thing about the job situation is that for lunch, I've gotten in the habit of eating out every day, which by itself is expensive. It's like I'm spending like $200 a month on eating lunch every day, which, I mean, I tried to figure out how much that would cost in terms of groceries. And I figured the cost of groceries for what I would want to eat for lunch every day, just estimating how much I it'd probably be like $60 to $80 to buy the groceries. It's more than twice as much to go out. But the other problem with that is it's not really the money, it's the fact that when you go out to restaurants, you're eating more. And you're eating more calories than you think you are. I thought that the tofu masala I was getting from Tim Drum was like a relatively healthy meal because it's white rice, tofu, a tomato sauce, and cilantro. And it's like, how can that be bad for you? It's pretty much all basic stuff. There's no like extra junk in there. Lo and behold, I should have remembered from when I made my own masala that like the first ingredient is heavy cream. It's like, you call it tomato sauce, and it's very red. But it's because there's spices in there. It wouldn't be that red otherwise. There's not enough tomato to make it red. It's a very creamy sauce. And so it was 1,200 calories for the bowl. Like, oh my god. That's ridiculous. Like, that's so many calories to eat for one meal in the middle of the day. I come home and I want a whole other meal for dinner, and I already had breakfast. I'm getting like over 2,500 calories, and that's, whew. My metabolic rate is something like 2,200 calories. And so to lose 2 pounds every week, I'm supposed to be getting 1,200. It's 1,000 less than your requirements if you're an adult male. And so I'm going to aim for 1,200 to 1,500 each day. I've eaten 800 so far today. So I'm going to have a peanut butter and jelly and call it a day. Which I like peanut butter and jelly. I'm going to toast the bread. Makes it more than just a peanut butter and jelly. Right, but if I have a banana, I'd eat that too. But I don't. So those are my goals. Red shirt. Wear that to the gym without feeling like a fool. Get those dress pants to fit again, which is basically losing 2 inches off my waist. Get my weight down to 165, which will put my BMI back into healthy range. It'll be back below 25, which is the border between healthy and overweight. The biggest thing is going to be the food. So even if I find very little time to go to the gym because of my job, I still need to be able to cut the food because that's going to be the bigger factor. If I go to the gym and I work out on like the elliptical for like an hour, I'm going to burn 300 or 400 calories depending on how hard I go. And skipping the French fries cuts out like 450. So it's so much more time effective to reduce food than it is to add exercise. So that's going to be my plan, is work out any day I have time. And I should make a hard and fast rule for what that means. Like, if I get off work before this o'clock, I go to the gym. If I got off work after that, I'm just going to call it a day because I'm too tired. I need to have a rule for that so I don't just say I'm too tired every day. And then even when I can't go to the gym, I keep up my eating habits. I also want to make sure I don't use my gym time as an excuse to counter calories. Like, you don't want to be going to the gym and saying, man, I did good. I deserve some French fries with dinner. It's like, no, you just ruined your whole workout. What are you doing? Be strong, you know? Go to the gym and then keep eating healthy. That's how you gotta do it. If you go to the gym and you work out for an hour, you're like, yeah, I burned some calories. You go eat French fries. Guess what? You're behind now. Those French fries have more calories than you burnt in your workout. It's like, your reward is ruining your whole plan. And so that's what I have to remember. You don't reward yourself with food. You know, just like buy yourself new shoes or something. I don't care. Find some other reward that is not eating more. If you're trying to lose weight, you don't reward yourself with food. It's totally counterproductive. So yeah, that's where I'm at. Those are the goals. 165. Wear those things again. And a more abstract goal would be to feel like I lost enough weight, to not feel overweight anymore. I mean, my goal right now is to get to average, but ideally I'd like to be a thin guy again. I was thin for a couple of years early in high school. Right when I got my growth spurt, before high school. It was like, all of a sudden I didn't gain a pound, but I got like 4 inches taller. That'll thin you out pretty quick. So I'd love to be a thin guy again. It was nice. It's been a while. Anyway, I also want to be thin because it reduces the amount of neck hanging. And if I'm even slightly overweight for most of my life, I know that when I'm old, I'm just going to have like a turkey gobbler here. Don't lie, you watch these vlogs for the weird sounds I make. I know you do. There's been a few in this video already. Another goal is to learn to juggle 4 balls, which I've been working on And I've realized that the weak point is that I can't get a consistent timing with my left hand. With my right hand, I can pretty much go at the same height and the same speed with relative consistency for a while. With my left hand, I don't have consistent height or speed because the two are really tied together. And so I can't do both at once because I'm not consistent with this hand. So this hand is on like a regular pace, and this one is just doing all kinds of shit, so I'm just dropping balls everywhere. That's about it really for goals, I guess. And then, of course, survive another project at work. Good news is that this whole thing has to go live before the end of March. So, ooh, my eyes are dried out from my contacts. I gotta take those suckers out. I just got back from work. I haven't even changed yet. Survive another month of this at work, basically. It's almost a month to the day that things will finally be over with these projects. So, if I can make it to then, things will get easier for me. So I'll have like a checkpoint at the end of March of how far I've gotten. By the end of March, I should be down at like 172, 170 or so. And like consistently, not like one day. I need like let's say I want to make it a rule that for me to have reached a goal weight, I have to weigh in at that weight or under for at least 3 days. Sound fair? Because one day I could just not eat the day before and not drink anything and like use the bathroom right before I weigh myself, get a haircut, take off all my clothes, and be like, look, I lost 5 pounds in a day. Really, how much you eat actually does change your weight, like 2 or 3 pounds, depending on whether you had a big lunch or whether you didn't eat lunch. I'm rambling now, and I'm exhausted too. I'm going bowling tonight though, so that'll be fun. My goal is to break 150. That's another goal, bowling goal, a bowl. I want to get a score over 150. My goal for tonight, in particular, is to bowl my 131 or better again. So I'll update you if I do. I also need to keep making these vlogs on pretty much a daily basis until this starts to become a habit, like my eating and my goals and stuff. I need to plug my printer back up. I'm out of color ink, so I'll have to use black and white. But I'm going to print out some goals and stuff and stick them up on my mirror in my bathroom so that I see them there. And I need to stick them up in here, too. I'll probably put them right here so that I see them every time I go over to my computer. And then I'll keep me on track, keep me reminded. So I'm gonna keep some shorthand goals. Kind of those on the papers are not numerical. I'm not gonna write like way less than 160 on it. I'm gonna write like the motivational version of the goal, which is gonna say cut the fat. That's my 3-word phrase for losing weight: cut the fat. And I'll probably have to think of a couple more for like keeping a positive attitude at work and other things like that. So I'll come up with those in the next day or two and hang them up around the place. And I really do like the don't be yourself, improve yourself. Maybe I could change it to a little more accepting. Say, don't just be yourself. Improve yourself as well. Also. Doesn't have as good of a ring to it, but it's a little nicer, I guess. Alright. That's all for today. Apologies again for the douchebag that I've been lately. It's embarrassing for me to even look at some of the videos I posted. I'm just so angry. Man. It all comes from being completely dissatisfied with my job. And the fact that that job almost literally prohibits me from having like a social life and free time to relax. Which means that not only am I irritated at work, I'm always at work. It's just, so I'm always irritated. It makes sense, logically. That's all for this vlog. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. And be nice in the comments, please. I want us all to get along.